Did you know that over 60% of engine wear can happen in the first few seconds after startup? It sounds unbelievable, but many mechanics agree that cold starts are one of the harshest moments in an engine's life. Most engines don't fail because of highway driving or long road trips. They fail because of the little mistakes drivers repeat every single morning without thinking. Those first few seconds after turning the key or pressing the start button can decide whether your engine struggles at 100,000 miles or keeps running smoothly for hundreds of thousands more. The good news is that protecting your engine does not require expensive tools or complicated repairs. In many cases, it only requires better habits. Today, we're uncovering the 11 most common startup mistakes that silently destroy engines, and how to avoid them so your car lasts longer and saves you money. Let's begin. Mistake number 11. Revving the engine immediately after startup. Many drivers love the sound of the engine roaring to life. The second it starts, they hit the accelerator to hear the revs rise. But this is one of the worst things you can do. When an engine has been sitting overnight, most of the oil has drained back into the oil pan. Full lubrication does not happen instantly. The oil pump needs a few seconds to circulate fresh oil through bearings, pistons, camshafts, and other moving parts. If you rev the engine before oil pressure stabilizes, those parts are forced to move faster under stress with reduced lubrication. That creates friction and wear. Over time, repeated cold revving can shorten engine life dramatically. The smarter move is simple. Start the engine, let it idle calmly for 20 to 30 seconds. Then drive gently until it warms up. Save the hard revs for later. Mistake number 10. Ignoring warning lights. Every time you start the car, dashboard lights briefly illuminate. Many drivers ignore them completely. Big mistake. Those lights are part of your car's self-check system. Most should turn off after the engine starts. If one stays on, it may be warning you about a real problem. An oil pressure light could mean dangerous lack of lubrication. A battery light may signal charging failure. A check engine light could point to ignition or fuel issues. Driving away without noticing can turn a small warning into a huge repair bill. Make it a habit to glance at the dashboard every startup. That 5-second check can save your engine. Mistake number 9. Starting with accessories on. Many people leave headlights, blower fan, air conditioning, heated seats, or the radio on while starting the engine. The problem is that the starter motor already demands a large burst of power from the battery. If accessories are drawing electricity at the same time, the battery has to work harder. That can cause slower cranking, harder starts, and extra strain on the battery and alternator. Over time, repeated stress shortens battery life and can lead to weak starts. The fix is easy. Turn off unnecessary accessories before shutting off the car or before the next startup. Let the battery focus on starting the engine first. Mistake number 8. Holding the key too long. Some drivers keep the key turned in the start position longer than necessary because they aren't sure if the engine caught. Others continue cranking after the engine should already be running. This can damage the starter motor and flywheel gears. Long cranking also overheats the starter and drains the battery quickly. The right method is simple. Turn the key until the engine starts, then release immediately. If you have push-button start, press once and let the system do the work. If the engine doesn't start normally, forcing it usually makes the situation worse. Mistake number 7. Pressing the gas pedal while starting. Older cars sometimes needed a pumped gas pedal during startup. Modern fuel-injected cars do not. Today's engines use sensors and computers to calculate the perfect amount of fuel during startup. Pressing the accelerator can upset that balance and dump too much fuel into the cylinders. That may cause flooding, rough idle, hard starts, or black smoke. Excess fuel can also wash oil off cylinder walls, reducing lubrication at the worst moment. The best method for most modern cars is simple. Keep your foot off the gas, start the engine normally, and let the computer handle it. Mistake number 6. Frequent short trips. Many cars live on short drives. A quick trip to the store, school drop-off, short commute, then shut off again. That sounds harmless, but it is rough on engines. Every cold start creates moisture and fuel contamination inside the oil. Normally, once the engine gets hot, those contaminants burn off. But on short trips, the engine often shuts off before fully warming up. Over time, that can create sludge, faster oil breakdown, rust in the exhaust, and increased wear. Short trips also multiply the number of cold starts, which are already the highest wear moments. The solution is to combine errands into one longer drive when possible. Occasionally take the car on a 20 to 30 minute trip so everything reaches full temperature. Mistake number 5. Repeatedly cranking an engine that won't start. When a car refuses to start, many people keep trying again and again. They hope one more turn of the key will fix it. Usually, it does the opposite. Repeated cranking drains the battery, overheats the starter motor, and floods the cylinders with fuel. That fuel can foul spark plugs and wash protective oil from the cylinder walls. Meanwhile, battery voltage gets weaker with each attempt. Soon the engine has even less chance of starting. A smart rule is this: if the engine doesn't start after 2 or 3 normal tries, stop. Check the battery, fuel level, or warning lights. Diagnose the issue instead of forcing it. Mistake number 4. Starting with the steering wheel fully turned. This is one of the least talked about startup mistakes. If the steering wheel is turned all the way left or right when you start the engine, the power steering system may be under maximum load immediately. In hydraulic systems, that means the pump has to work harder the moment the engine starts. Repeated stress can wear belts, strain the pump, and lead to leaks over time. The better habit is to straighten the wheels before shutting the car off or before the next startup whenever possible. Then let the engine settle before making sharp steering inputs. Mistake number 3. Using old or wrong engine oil. Oil is the lifeblood of your engine, especially during startup. If the oil is old, dirty, too low, or the wrong viscosity, engine wear rises dramatically. Fresh oil forms a protective barrier between moving metal parts. Old oil loses that protection and may carry dirt or sludge through the engine. During startup, poor oil can circulate slower and protect less effectively. That can cause noisy lifters, bearing wear, and faster engine aging. The fix is simple. Change your oil on schedule, use quality filters, and always use the viscosity recommended by the manufacturer. Mistake number 2. Starting a manual car in gear. Drivers of manual transmission cars sometimes forget the car is still in gear when they try to start it. If the clutch is not fully pressed, the starter has to fight against drivetrain resistance. This can strain the starter motor and cause the car to lurch unexpectedly forward or backward. That is both damaging and dangerous. The correct habit is easy. Confirm neutral or fully press the clutch before starting. Use the parking brake, especially on hills. Mistake number 1. Starting with a weak battery. Many people think a weak battery is only annoying, but it can directly affect engine health. A failing battery causes slow, uneven cranking. When the engine spins too slowly, combustion may be rough and incomplete. Spark can be weaker. Fuel may not burn cleanly. Repeated hard starts can foul spark plugs, create carbon buildup, strain the starter motor, and contaminate the oil with fuel. If your engine cranks slower than normal, headlights dim badly during startup, or the battery is old, have it tested. Replacing it early is far cheaper than replacing the parts it can damage later. Bonus mistake: driving hard before warm-up. Even if startup goes perfectly, many drivers make one final mistake. They start the car and immediately accelerate hard or push high RPM while the engine is still cold. Cold oil is thicker, and internal parts have not fully reached operating clearances. Forcing maximum power too soon increases wear. For the first few minutes, drive gently. Use light throttle and moderate RPM. Once the engine is warm, then enjoy full performance. Now here is the ideal startup routine if you want maximum engine life. Get in the car and take a second. Make sure unnecessary accessories are off. Start the engine without touching the gas pedal. Check dashboard lights. Let idle stabilize for a few seconds. Drive away gently. Avoid hard acceleration until warm. That process takes less than a minute, but it can add years to the life of your engine. Here's the truth. Engines rarely die because of one dramatic mistake. They die from thousands of tiny bad habits repeated over time. Cold revving every morning. Ignoring warning lights. Delaying oil changes. Weak battery starts. Driving hard while cold. The opposite is also true. Good habits compound. Smooth startups, fresh oil, warm-up patience, and timely maintenance can keep an engine healthy for hundreds of thousands of miles. So tomorrow morning, when you turn the key or press the start button, remember this: Those first few seconds matter more than most drivers realize. Treat your engine well in the beginning, and it may reward you for years of reliable service.